low testosterone symptoms and low thyroid symptoms are basically the same in men.
He's 20, 5'8", 142 pounds, I guess. I sleep for 8 to 9 hours. I still feel energyless every time I wake up. No morning wood for the past year. I don't even remember when I had my last one. Libido is also extremely low. Started to go to the gym for past 6 months. Calculated diet, yet gains majority fat. Only decided to get my test levels. Got to know I have extremely low levels, 180 nanograms per deciliter. What advice would you give me?
Okay, so if he wasn't so light, I would be saying, so if people are going to extrapolate this out for their own learning, in a scenario like this for anyone else, it's very important to not just look at testosterone, but also look at the thyroid, because low testosterone symptoms and low thyroid symptoms are basically the same in men. The whole, like, you have to have cold extremities thing for thyroid, not really the primary symptom that we see when it's mild and subclinical. A lot of the time it's this like just fatigue, lethargy, anhedonic kind of stuff that we see with low testosterone. Now, given this guy is quite light, but I mean, he did also say that he's calculated his diet and he's putting on fat. The most important thing that this guy can do, and I sound like a broken record saying this because it's the only real answer to a lot of these questions where guys are looking for very personal, here are my stats, here's my bloods, what should I do? The first thing you have to do is get a more comprehensive lab panel, because a good provider will want to assess everything: thyroid, adrenal hormones, obviously your full androgen panel as well. Things like your liver, your kidneys, your lipids, your red blood cells, white blood cells, your diet, your lifestyle. All of this stuff is really important in determining what's going on. The most important thing, well, not the most important thing, but one of the most important things that this gentleman could do is have a provider assess where his gonadotropins are. So if his luteinizing hormone is suppressed, like a 2 or under, he could have a cause of low testosterone that he can resolve without needing to go on TRT. But if he's got, mid-range gonadotropins or even elevated gonadotropins suggesting damage to the gonads, then he's going to want to get those testosterone levels up, because those are terribly low levels for a man of any age, especially a young man. And it would be virtually impossible for someone to thrive and feel good on those levels. So if he's applying himself, he's doing everything right, it's very important that he sits down with a provider who can go through everything, but also give him a recommendation that's going to be based on what's in his best interest, not based on what they want to sell him or what kind of, ulterior motive they might have, to be able to give a recommendation. But this is something that he absolutely needs to get thoroughly investigated. But the most important thing for anyone in this kind of scenario is to have everything investigated at once, because I often see guys in these scenarios who've got fatty liver disease, they've got Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism, they've got just massive issues with diet and lifestyle. They're following something like a vegan diet, or they're doing something that's just not conducive to their health, that they don't really understand what's wrong. So this needs to be further investigated and absolutely resolved, and it may require TRT.